turning that down. Okay, so more. Welcome everyone, welcome to the Kailua online study group. And so it's great that you're here, that we can take this moment to meditate, to join in light and love and leave everything for a moment, leave everything behind. For just a moment we allow ourselves an say dislodgement of the occupation that we were actively doing a moment ago. So now already it's like loosening up. So drop your backpack with ideas, with concerns, with deep emotions and all that. Drop it and allow something new to come to you. That really is like a decision. So yeah, you might as well do that. It's like we're going to quiet down in the next 10 minutes or so. We're going to quiet down and start with a meditation that is just a lovely gift of some of the words that were given by Joel. And I will read them to you. It's very lovely. It's easy in that sense. It's like all comforting. So it's like, here's your comfort boost. And why would you need that if nothing occurred? Why would you need that if you realize that all is given, everything is forgiven, that this moment that we join with one another is perfect, is not missing anything, and all that is just absolutely wonderful and great and up into infinity, you know? It's like, why do we come together? To realize that, to literally realize that, to dive into the experience of communion. And that's amazing. That's amazing. And we need help with that, because it seems like we can't escape our situation up to the point that we suddenly realize, oh my God, something changed. And now I'm in a peace that wasn't there just a moment ago. What did I do? I didn't do anything. I was just willing to allow a change to occur. And that is sufficient to let that happen. So the light and presence and all that is given, sharing the words of Jesus, even Abraham, and whoever we're going to say call on as a remembrance of say parts of ourselves that reflect a brightness that is out of this world. So we literally use that to be lifted up out of this horizontal plane that we might find it oneself in right now. You're going to be lifted up out of it. So that's great to look forward to. It's very exciting because it's going to happen. Because you're here, you decided you want this, and that's so lovely. So later on, we look at one of the tapes, or we're going to listen to one of the tapes of Joel. What about this body? So Joel is really completely fired up in this tape that we're going to listen to. He's almost like in a manic state, almost. He didn't sleep all night. He was busy, you know, he was like right in the fire of his dedication. And that's the tape that we're going to listen to. So we need a little preparation for that in order to tolerate all that passion that Joel is going to send our ways, so to speak. And that is, of course, a reflection of your passion for the truth, for the love of God. So all the opportunities are here today. So that's so amazing. It's like all the opportunities are here. They're going to be given to you. You only need to be present, and you're here. You did it. You signed up. You did it. You're here. And you're open. You want something else to occur than the wadi 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 frequency that you know so well. So yeah, let's join right in And so I'm going to pull up a screen with the words, and I will share them with you and repeat them every 4 or 5 minutes, just like that. And we keep repeating this maybe 5 cycles, or I don't know exactly, we'll see. But mostly it's like that. So here we are. So these are a lot of words, it seems like, but it's really nice to go through it. So enjoy allowing this. Sit back and relax. You don't need to say. You don't need to say know them by heart or anything. You will recognize this. This is what happens with this. That is so beautiful. So just let it resonate. Let yourself be affected by it. There's, it is very familiar. I am the life. I am life eternal. I am the life, the way, the truth. I am the bread, the wine, the meat. I am that very I am. Yourself as being, God's being, life, truth, love. My kingdom is not of this world, but deep down within myself, the mind of God, the soul of God. Truth is infinite. That which I am seeking, I am. I am the life. I do it one more time. I am the life. I am life eternal. I am the life, the way, the truth. I am the bread, the wine, the meat. I am that very I am. Yourself as being, God's being, life, truth, love. My kingdom is not of this world, but deep down within myself, the mind of God, the soul of God. Truth is infinite. That which I am seeking, I am. I'm life, the life. I'm life eternal. I'm the life, the way, the truth. I'm the bread, the wine, and the meat. I am that very I am. Yourself as being, God's being, life, truth, love. My kingdom is not of this world, but deep down within myself, the mind of God, the soul of God. Truth is infinite, and that which I seek, I am. I am the life. I'm life eternal. I am the life, the way, and the truth. I am the bread, the wine, and the meat. I am that very I am. Yourself as being, God's being, life, truth, love. My kingdom is not of this world, but deep down within myself, the mind of God, the soul of God. Truth is infinite. That which I am seeking, I am. I am the life. I'm life eternal. I am the life, the way, and the truth. I am the bread, the wine, and the meat. I am that very I am. Yourself as being, God's being. Life, truth, love. My kingdom is not of this world. Deep down within myself, the mind of God, the soul of God. Truth is infinite. That which I am seeking, I am. Right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being present in the meditation. So thank you for that. So here's our quiet space. Here's our still spot, so to speak. Here's our safety zone. So you can stay right there. You don't have to get out of it because I'm sharing something. You can listen with exactly in that place. That's always so great. It's a great way to connect. So looking at what we're going to listen to, what about this body, like 113A is the tape number, is an intense talk of Joel. You know, like I said, he's full of energy. He's fired on, and I love that passion of Joel, um, because he so would love to share his um, yeah, his discovery, in fact. And he puts in this one talk so many facets of awakening and spiritual healing in line for us, so that it's a great talk to listen to. You get the whole shebang. But even like, of course, in certain parts, you would have to dive deeper in to get to the essence of it, or to come to your own experience with it. That's always the case with what you hear. It's like there's always an opportunity to dive even deeper into it. So, but this gives you a lot of opportunities, like a lot of doors to take another look at certain aspects of it. So one of these doors we already opened, and that was this meditation. So all the words that are from this meditation actually will appear in the whole talk too. And so in that sense, really useful, and a different format for it to come to you in the meditation, just like lines, only scriptural, mostly, little bit of instruction. So now in this talk that we're going to listen to, there's more instruction, more. In fact, you're always instructed what it isn't. Like, it's not that. It's not working like that. It's not what you think. It is, all these things that we share with one another. So the learning that we do in say personal transformation is always so upside down, if you would compare it to the world, because then I would just say, like, okay, remember those sentences, and when you know them next week, you know exactly what this is about, and then you wouldn't miss the complete message. So the lines that I shared just a moment ago in the meditation, one by one, can be used for a day or a week of contemplation. Like, the essence is in it. You could come home with it, so to speak. It is like, it can take you out completely. These are whole ideas. These are not just concepts about something. No, these are actually your portal. So when you start to hear what they say, it is actually revealed to you what the meaning is. So you enter into the knowledge part of it. But that's not what we do here in class. So we give you, and same with Joel, like, he gives his talk, and you got to work with it. You got to, let it come to life in you. So now there's a lot of homework connected to this one talk. Like, we could do a whole study group about tape 113. And luckily we don't have to do that, or we don't have to study everything. So, and then study is really allowing ourselves to come to the essence of what it actually says, and starting to live that, letting that come to life in us. So, and so this is always the thing. So where do we find each other now then? What are we preparing ourselves for? To listen to Joel, to allow ourselves to become still again, and open ourselves up for something that is so amazing and so beyond comprehension, beyond your intellect, beyond your understanding of things, giving you new insights in how things are actually working. And that's a real art. So it's beautiful to see that at work. I love that. So we're going to listen to probably half an hour of the talk. So I'm starting after, I think, 15 or 16 minutes or so. So one part from this transcript, I would read to you now. This is from page 6 in the transcript. It says here, now let us remember this. And this is great. Like, if I am at all, then I must be embodied, which means I must have a body. I cannot exist just as a cloud drifting in the air. And even if I were a cloud drifting in the air, that would have form and body too. But I do have a body. I am embodied. And my body, we learn in scripture, is the temple of the living God. Now think of a moment of conception, conception of a child, and follow it along 3 or 4 months until it becomes a perfect human form, infant form. But it has no life. It's just a dangling piece of flesh, is what Joel says, in the mother's body. Whatever of life it has is the life of the mother. It's not yet its own life. But somewhere along in that 5th month, the form itself becomes imbued with life. There's a certain minute when it's a lifeless form, and the next minute when it is kicking, a lively form. And it is in that second that it has a life of its own. Now, which is the child? That body or that life? It couldn't be the body, because that body was nothing but lifeless flesh. It wasn't any more life than an appendix is life. It was just an appendage, I can only say it in the French way, in the mother's form. But in a certain instant, life came. Now life is that baby, not the form, but life. But that baby had form before the physical form awakened to life, because it had to have a form in order to transmit itself. So I'm leaving it right here. But this was like a very deep idea. Like, if you look at it that way, like Joel describes it, it becomes for a moment a bit like inconvenient, or like not so nice feeling of, well, just flesh, really. This thing in the body is, and then suddenly there's life coming into it. And that to me was a bit like, wow, that's a different way of describing it, because in a certain sense I feel that there was so much life going on before that too, like so much, 2 cells expanding oneself to billions of cells in like 4 months. That is life force, right? In that is life force, so immense. But suddenly there's also consciousness, and I think Joel is referring to that. Suddenly there's consciousness coming into this, and we don't completely understand this process. I have to be honest, like, I know that if you start to look at it and dissect it into matter, trying to discover it out of matter, it's going to be very hard, because you deal here with perception. So, and perception is never what it appears to be. But I can be completely overwhelmed with the beauty of the life force that is in the womb, so to speak, that is in the womb, cells, multiplying itself like in an amazing rate. Suddenly there's a specification to a heart that starts to beat. There's life force in that. From the mother, yes, absolutely. from this fruit, yes. So it is like wherever you tap into this whole thing, it is like there's a continuation of consciousness. It is not limited to the body or any form in it. and we can perceive it, we can feel it, we can see it, like we can see it. Um, I know I speak from myself, of course, so I could actually see the baby being in the womb. Like I could see the live energy of the baby in the womb, even though it was just a couple of weeks old or a couple of, yeah. So there is life going on, and it's all life. Like it is all inclusive life. So where do I want to go with this? Um, See, the thing is, as soon as we define it as something that is in place and time, it, yeah, it can be like that. I will not argue or discuss with Joel here, but it's more like what I'm actually trying to say is like the mystery of the continuation of consciousness is what is, and that is present in all form. It is everywhere, all inclusive. It cannot be dissect, you know, it's impossible. So it's like it's all inclusive, it's all part of it. That is in the stone too. That is in wherever, you know, it's like no, full of live energy, completely inclusive. Is it material? It's energy. Yes, absolutely. Can you feel it? Yes, you can feel it. You can communicate with it. It can tell you more about the universe than you can possibly imagine. This is the mystery of consciousness. Like there's no place where consciousness is not. There's no place where life is not. There's just not such a place. That to me is a real comforting idea, an all-inclusive, loving idea of, yeah, inclusion. Like I said, I love it. So, in this talk of Joel, we get an overview with all the aspects of, okay, so which part is the body? Where can we locate this? Where can we? How do we actually need to look at it to have your whole spiritual teaching or your whole spiritual healing making sense? Like what all ingredients are here, but let's put them in order and take another look at it. So Joel gives us a lot to look at, and so in a moment we're going to listen to his talk. I love to come back about this body because it seems to be such a hot item, so to speak. It's such a hot item. There can be so easily confusion around the idea of body and all its expressions and all its yeah, concepts about it. So it's great to have to come back to that, maybe in a spiritual healing class or something, and it will come back, of course. So, see, I always have to step on the brake in this introduction because I would love to expand on it, and but I let Joel do this, so that's good training for me too. Yeah, that's good training. I have to be patient. So Joel, I give it to you. So first we have a moment in which we're going to listen to some music. We have a little break, and you can do whatever you need to do. And I see you in 5 minutes. So thank you for your presence here, and see you soon.